Hello, my friends. Today I want to start with a question that might surprise you. Did you know that some of the exercises you've been doing for years could actually be weakening your bones instead of strengthening them? That's right. After 60, your body changes in ways that make certain movements risky, even dangerous. I know this might sound alarming, especially if you've been faithfully following the same exercise routine for decades. But here's the truth: what worked for you at 40 might be causing more harm than good at 60, 70, or beyond. Today, I'm going to reveal the 4 exercises you should stop doing immediately if you're over 60, and more importantly, I'll share the safer, more effective alternatives that will actually build stronger bones, protect your joints, and keep you active and independent for years to come. Now, stay with me because these aren't obscure exercises, these are common movements you might be doing every day without realizing the damage they could be causing. And I've saved the most surprising one for last. It's an exercise that's recommended everywhere but could be silently weakening your bones with every repetition. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what's safe, what's not, and exactly how to exercise for stronger bones after 60. This information could save you from a fracture, maintain your independence, and quite literally add years of active living to your life. So before we begin, I want to ask you this: have you noticed more aches and pains after your workouts lately? Maybe movements that used to feel good now leave you stiff and sore for days? If the answer is yes, then this is the video you've been waiting for. Let's make a promise right now, to ourselves and our loved ones, that we'll adjust our exercise routines to protect our bones, strengthen our bodies, and stay active well into our golden years. Are you ready? Let's jump in. Why your bones need different care after 60. Let me ask you something: have you ever noticed how a young child can fall down repeatedly without getting hurt, while a simple slip for someone in their 70s can lead to a broken hip? There's a scientific reason for this dramatic difference, and understanding it is crucial for anyone over 60. You see, as we age, our bones undergo a natural transformation. Starting around age 40, your bone density begins to decline. By the time you reach 60, this process accelerates, especially for women after menopause when estrogen levels drop. For men, it happens too, just more gradually. Here's the shocking truth: between ages 50 and 80, many people lose up to 30% of their bone mass. Think about that, nearly 1/3 of your bone strength disappearing over time. That's why exercises that were once beneficial can become dangerous as you age. But there's something even more alarming that most people don't know. Your bones aren't just getting less dense, they're actually changing in structure. The outer shell of your bones, called cortical bone, gets thinner, while the inner honeycomb structure becomes more porous. This makes your bones more fragile and more likely to break, even from minor impacts or stresses. Let me explain it like this: imagine your young bones are like a new, strong tree branch, flexible, resilient, and able to withstand pressure. But as you age, your bones become more like a dry, weathered branch, still functional, but much more likely to snap when pressure is applied. And the results can be devastating. A broken bone after 60 isn't just painful, it can be life-changing. Did you know that nearly 50% of people who suffer a hip fracture never return to their previous level of independence? Many require long-term care, and sadly, the 1-year mortality rate after a hip fracture can be as high as 20 to 30%. But here's the good news: you're not powerless against this process. Bone loss is not a one-way street. With the right kind of exercise and nutrition, you can actually build stronger bones at any age. The key is knowing which exercises help and which ones harm. Let me share a quick story. There's a woman named Eleanor, 72 years old, who had been doing high-impact aerobics for decades. She thought she was keeping herself fit and strong, but after a bone density scan showed significant loss, her doctor explained that those jarring movements were actually contributing to her bone deterioration, not preventing it. When Eleanor switched to the bone-safe exercises I'm about to share with you, something remarkable happened. Within a year, her bone density scan showed improvement, not just a slowing of loss, but actual gains in bone strength. Today, at 76, she's more active, more confident, and her bones are stronger than they were 4 years ago. Now I want you to think about your own exercise routine. Does it respect the changing needs of your aging bones? Are you still doing the same workouts you did in your 40s and 50s? If so, it might be time for a change. So, are you ready to learn which exercises to avoid and which ones will actually build stronger, more resilient bones? Great, because in the next section, I'll reveal the first exercise you should remove from your routine immediately, and the safer alternative that will keep you strong without the risk. Let's keep going. Exercise number 1 to avoid: traditional sit-ups and crunches. Alright, let's talk about the first exercise you should eliminate from your routine if you're over 60, traditional sit-ups and crunches. I know, for decades, we've been told these are essential for core strength. You might have been doing them since high school, or maybe you added them to your routine when you started noticing that middle age spread. But here's the harsh truth: sit-ups and crunches are one of the worst exercises for aging spines, especially if you have any degree of osteoporosis or osteopenia. Why are they so problematic? Every time you do a traditional sit-up or crunch, you're placing enormous pressure on your spine, specifically the vertebrae in your lower back. This repetitive flexing motion compresses your vertebrae and can actually lead to tiny fractures, especially in bones that are already weakened by age. Think about it: during a sit-up, your spine is curved forward while bearing load. This is exactly the position that can cause compression fractures in vulnerable vertebrae. It's like repeatedly bending a weakened twig until it snaps. Let me share a concerning fact. Studies show that the pressure on your lumbar spine during a traditional sit-up can be as much as 700 pounds. That's like balancing a small horse on your lower back. For someone with aging bones, that's an enormous risk with every repetition. Mary, a 67-year-old retired teacher, learned this the hard way. She prided herself on being able to do 30 sit-ups every morning, something she'd been doing since her 30s, but after experiencing sudden, sharp back pain one morning, she discovered she had a compression fracture in her spine. Her doctor confirmed that years of sit-ups had likely contributed to weakening the exact spot that fractured. So if sit-ups and crunches are out, what should you do instead? How can you maintain a strong core without risking your spine? The safer alternative: plank variations. Instead of traditional sit-ups, I want you to embrace the plank and its many variations. Planks are incredible for building core strength because they engage all your core muscles without putting harmful pressure on your spine. The beauty of planks is that they strengthen your core in its natural, neutral position, keeping your back properly aligned rather than rounded. This builds the supportive muscles around your spine without compressing your vertebrae. Let me show you how to do a modified plank that's perfect for those over 60. 1. Start by placing your forearms on a secure counter or table, arms shoulder width apart. 2. Step back so your body forms a straight line from head to heels. 3. Keep your core engaged by gently pulling your belly button toward your spine. 4. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds to start, gradually building up to 30 to 60 seconds. 5. Remember to breathe normally throughout. As you get stronger, you can lower the surface, maybe using a sturdy chair before eventually doing them on the floor. And if getting down to the floor is difficult, no problem, counter or wall planks are still extremely effective. For variety, you can try side planks as well. These target the muscles along the sides of your core, which are essential for stability and balance. 1. Start by sitting on the floor with your legs to one side. 2. Place your elbow directly under your shoulder. 3. Lift your hips so your body forms a straight line. 4. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds, gradually increasing as you get stronger. 5. Repeat on the other side. Remember, even short holds of 10 to 15 seconds can make a big difference when done consistently. A quick success story: Barbara, 71, replaced her daily sit-ups with modified planks. After just 6 weeks, she noticed her posture had improved, her balance was better, and most importantly, her back pain had disappeared. "I feel stronger in my everyday movements," she told me. "Getting up from chairs, carrying groceries, everything feels more stable." The key takeaway here is simple: you don't have to risk your spine to strengthen your core. Planks and their variations give you all the benefits without the dangers of traditional sit-ups and crunches. So what's the second exercise you should avoid after 60? Let's find out. Exercise number 2 to avoid: high-impact jumping and plyometrics. The second exercise category you should eliminate from your routine after 60 is high-impact jumping and plyometric movements. I'm talking about box jumps, jumping jacks, jump squats, and even some forms of high-impact aerobics that were wildly popular in the 80s and 90s. These exercises might seem like great calorie burners, and yes, they do get your heart rate up, but for aging bones and joints, they're simply too risky. Here's why. Every time you jump and land, you're placing a force equivalent to 3 to 6 times your body weight on your joints and bones. Think about that: if you weigh 150 pounds, each landing creates up to 900 pounds of impact force traveling through your ankles, knees, hips, and spine. For someone over 60 with naturally decreasing bone density, this kind of repetitive shock can lead to stress fractures, especially in the feet, shins, and spine. Even worse, a single bad landing could result in a serious fracture that takes months to heal, if it heals properly at all. And it's not just your bones at risk, your joint cartilage suffers too. The cushioning in your joints naturally thins with age, making every impact more jarring and potentially damaging. This can accelerate arthritis and lead to chronic pain that makes even simple movements difficult. Let me tell you about James, a 65-year-old who had always prided himself on staying active. After reading about HIIT, high-intensity interval training, workouts, he added jumping exercises to his routine, believing they would help maintain his bone density. Within weeks, he developed shin splints that eventually led to a stress fracture. His doctor explained that the very exercises he thought were strengthening his bones were actually too much for them to handle. So if jumping exercises are out, what can you do instead to get your heart rate up, burn calories, and strengthen those bones safely? The safer alternative, low-impact cardio with resistance. Instead of high-impact jumping, I want you to embrace low-impact cardio exercises that incorporate resistance. These provide the bone-strengthening benefits without the damaging impact. Walking with hand weights is one of the best alternatives. Here's how to maximize its effectiveness. 1. Choose a comfortable pair of walking shoes with good support. 2. Start with light hand weights, 1 to 2 pounds, and gradually increase as you get stronger. 3. Walk at a brisk but comfortable pace, swinging your arms naturally. 4. Aim for 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. The beauty of walking with weights is that it gently stresses your bones, in a good way, through the weight-bearing activity, while the hand weights add upper body resistance that helps strengthen arm and shoulder bones without impact. Another excellent alternative is cycling, either outdoors or on a stationary bike. Cycling eliminates impact while still providing cardiovascular benefits. To make it bone-strengthening, add intervals of increased resistance. 1. Start with 5 minutes of easy pedaling to warm up. 2. Increase the resistance for 1 minute, then return to easy pedaling for 2 minutes. 3. Repeat this pattern for 20 to 30 minutes. 4. Finish with 5 minutes of easy pedaling to cool down. For those who enjoy swimming, try water aerobics with water dumbbells. The water provides natural resistance while eliminating impact entirely, making it ideal for those with more advanced bone loss. Susan, a 73-year-old former dance instructor, was devastated when her doctor told her to stop her high-impact dance classes due to developing osteopenia. When she switched to walking with weights and water aerobics, she was skeptical it would be intense enough, but after 6 months, not only did she maintain her fitness level, her bone scan showed improvement, and she hadn't experienced any of the knee pain that used to plague her after dance classes. The key takeaway: you don't need impact to strengthen your bones. Consistent, low-impact exercise with appropriate resistance can build bone density safely and effectively. Now, let's move on to the third exercise you should avoid after 60, and this one might surprise you. Exercise number 3 to avoid: seated forward bends and toe touches. The third exercise to eliminate from your routine after 60 might surprise you, because it's often included in stretching and flexibility programs. I'm talking about deep-seated forward bends and standing toe touches, those movements where you round your spine forward to reach toward your toes. These stretches feel good in the moment and seem harmless, but for aging spines with decreasing bone density, they can be risky. Here's why. When you bend forward with a rounded back, you're placing significant compression on the front part of your vertebrae. This position can actually contribute to wedge fractures, where the front of a vertebra collapses while the back remains intact. These fractures are among the most common types of osteoporotic fractures and can lead to that stooped posture we often associate with aging. Even more concerning, many people don't even realize when they've experienced a compression fracture. Studies show that nearly 2/3 of vertebral fractures cause little or no pain initially, so you might continue doing the very exercise that caused the problem, making it worse over time. Think about it: every time you fold forward to touch your toes, you're exerting pressure on the exact spot where your vertebrae are most vulnerable. For someone over 60, especially those with known osteopenia or osteoporosis, this pressure can exceed what weakened bones can handle. Take Patricia, a 68-year-old yoga enthusiast who had practiced the same routine for decades. Her forward bends were impressive, she could easily place her palms flat on the floor, but after a routine bone density scan revealed significant osteopenia. Her doctor pointed out that her beautiful flexibility might actually be contributing to her bone loss. A subsequent X-ray confirmed a minor compression fracture that she hadn't even felt. So if forward bends are out, how can you maintain flexibility in your back and hamstrings without risking your spine? The safer alternative: hinge-based stretches and extension. Instead of rounded forward bends, I want you to learn the hip hinge, a movement pattern that maintains the natural curve of your spine while still allowing you to stretch your hamstrings and back effectively. Here's how to perform a safe standing hip hinge stretch. 1. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, knees slightly bent. 2. Place your hands on your thighs for support. 3. Keeping your back flat, not rounded, hinge forward from your hips. 4. Only go as far as you can while maintaining a straight spine. 5. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds, then slowly return to standing. 6. Repeat 2 to 3 times. This movement lengthens the hamstrings and back muscles without compressing your vertebrae. It's also a functional movement pattern you use in daily life, like picking things up safely. For seated flexibility, try a supported seated hip stretch. 1. Sit at the edge of a chair with good posture. 2. Extend one leg in front of you, heel on the floor, toes pointing up. 3. Keeping your back naturally straight, not rounded, Hinge forward slightly from your hips. 4. You should feel a gentle stretch in the back of your extended leg. 5. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds, then switch legs. Another excellent alternative is gentle back extensions, which actually counteract the forward flexion our spines experience during daily activities. 1. Lie on your stomach with a small pillow under your hips. 2. Place your hands beside your shoulders, palms down. 3. Gently press your upper body up just a few inches, keeping your lower body relaxed. 4. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then lower back down. 5. Repeat 5 to 10 times. Margaret, 75, had always included toe touches in her daily routine. When her doctor advised against them, she was concerned about losing flexibility. After switching to the hip hinge and gentle back extensions, she found not only did her flexibility remain, but her posture improved and her occasional back pain disappeared. I feel taller and more confident when I walk, she reported. The key takeaway here: you can maintain and even improve your flexibility without compromising your spinal health. The direction and quality of your movement matters more than how far you can reach. Now, let's move on to the fourth and final exercise you should avoid, and I've saved the most surprising one for last. Exercise number 4 to avoid: heavy overhead lifting. The fourth exercise to eliminate from your routine after 60 is one that might surprise you, because it's often recommended in general fitness programs: heavy overhead lifting. This includes movements like military presses, shoulder presses, and even some machine exercises that involve pushing weight directly overhead. Now, I want to be clear: strengthening your upper body is absolutely essential as you age, but the specific movement of pressing heavy weights overhead creates unique risks for those over 60. Here's why. When you push weight overhead, you place enormous pressure on your spine, particularly in the vulnerable vertebrae of your neck and upper back. For someone with decreasing bone density, this pressure can exceed what your vertebrae can safely handle, leading to compression fractures. But there's another risk that gets less attention: the shoulder joint itself. After decades of use, many people over 60 have some degree of wear and tear in their shoulder joints. Heavy overhead lifting can accelerate this damage, leading to rotator cuff injuries, impingement syndrome, and arthritis. What makes this particularly dangerous is that the shoulder is an incredibly complex joint with a limited healing capacity. Once damaged, full recovery can be difficult or impossible, leading to chronic pain and limited function, affecting everything from putting dishes in cabinets to playing with grandchildren. Consider Robert, a 66-year-old who had been weightlifting since his 30s. He continued his routine of overhead presses with heavy dumbbells until he developed severe shoulder pain. An MRI revealed not only rotator cuff damage but also compression issues in his cervical spine. His doctor explained that the combined effects of age-related bone loss and joint were made this exercise particularly risky for him now, even though it had been beneficial in his younger years. So if overhead lifting is out, how can you safely strengthen your upper body without risking your shoulders and spine? The safer alternative: horizontal and angled resistance training. Instead of lifting heavy weights overhead, I want you to focus on horizontal and angled pushing and pulling movements that strengthen the same muscles without the risks. Chest presses are an excellent alternative, whether with resistance bands, light dumbbells, or machines. 1. Sit on a sturdy chair or bench with back support. 2. Hold light dumbbells at chest height, arms bent. 3. Press the weights forward until your arms are extended, not locked. 4. Slowly return to the starting position. 5. Aim for 10 to 12 repetitions, starting with light weights, 2 to 5 pounds. Resistance band pulls are fantastic for strengthening your back muscles. 1. Secure a resistance band at chest height, around a doorknob works well. 2. Stand facing the anchor point, holding the band with both hands. 3. Step back until there's tension in the band. 4. Pull the band toward your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together. 5. Slowly return to the starting position. 6. Aim for 10 to 12 repetitions. Wall push-ups target your chest, shoulders, and arms safely. 1. Stand facing a wall, arms extended and hands placed on the wall at shoulder height. 2. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels. 3. Bend your elbows to bring your chest closer to the wall. 4. Push back to the starting position. 5. For more intensity, move your feet further from the wall. Elizabeth, 70, had been doing shoulder presses with 10-pound dumbbells regularly. After experiencing shoulder pain, she switched to the horizontal and angled exercises I've described. Within a month, her shoulder pain resolved, and she found that these safer alternatives actually gave her more functional strength for everyday activities like carrying groceries and lifting luggage. The key takeaway: you can build impressive upper body strength without ever lifting a weight overhead. Focus on horizontal and angled movements that protect your joints and spine while still challenging your muscles effectively. Simple daily habits to support bone health. Now that you know which exercises to avoid and their safer alternatives, let's talk about 4 simple daily habits that will amplify your results and help you build stronger bones naturally. First, prioritize protein at every meal. Did you know that protein makes up about 50% of your bone volume and about 1/3 of your bone mass? That's right, your bones aren't just made of calcium, they need protein to maintain their structure and strength. As we age, our protein needs actually increase. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. That's about the amount in 4 ounces of chicken, fish, or lean meat, or a combination of eggs, yogurt, legumes, and nuts for plant-based options. Margaret, 76, started ensuring she got adequate protein at breakfast, something she'd often skipped before. She noticed not only better results from her exercise routine but also improved energy throughout the day. I used to think protein was just for muscles, not bones, she said. Making this simple change has made a remarkable difference. Second, get your vitamin D levels checked. Vitamin D is absolutely essential for calcium absorption. Without it, even the best calcium-rich diet won't effectively strengthen your bones. Yet studies show that up to 42% of adults in the US are vitamin D deficient, with those over 60 at even higher risk. Unlike other nutrients, it's difficult to get enough vitamin D from food alone. Your body produces it naturally when your skin is exposed to sunlight, but as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at this process. Additionally, concerns about skin cancer have led many to limit sun exposure. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test to check your levels. If they're low, a supplement may be necessary to reach optimal bone-building levels. Many people over 60 need 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily, but always follow your doctor's specific recommendations. Third, maintain good posture throughout the day. How you hold your body doesn't just affect how you look, it directly impacts the pressure on your spine and the health of your bones. Practice this simple posture check several times a day. 1. Stand with your back against a wall. 2. Make sure your head, upper back, and buttocks all touch the wall. 3. Step away and try to maintain this alignment. Even better, set a timer on your phone to remind you to check your posture every hour. Good alignment reduces harmful pressure on your vertebrae and helps prevent the forward head posture that can contribute to upper back fractures. Finally, embrace consistency over intensity. When it comes to building stronger bones after 60, gentle, consistent exercise outperforms occasional intense workouts every time. Aim for 30 minutes of bone-strengthening movement at least 4 days a week. Remember, even dividing this into 3 10-minute sessions brings benefits. The key is regular, appropriate stress on your bones. That's what signals them to maintain and build strength. John, 82, credits his still strong bones to a simple daily routine. I don't do anything extreme, but I haven't missed my daily walking and light resistance training in 15 years. My doctor says my bone density is better than many people 20 years younger. By combining these 4 habits with the safer exercise alternatives we've discussed, you're creating a comprehensive approach to bone health that will serve you well for years to come. Conclusion: your path to stronger bones starts today. Congratulations, my friend, you've made it to the end of our journey together. Now you understand the 4 exercises to avoid after 60 and the safer, more effective alternatives that will actually strengthen your bones, protect your joints, and keep you moving with confidence. Let's recap what we've learned. Avoid traditional sit-ups and crunches, replace them with modified planks. Eliminate high-impact jumping exercises, choose walking with weights instead. Skip deep forward bends, practice hip hinges and back extensions. Remove heavy overhead lifting, focus on horizontal and angled resistance. But here's what I want you to remember most: it's never too late to make changes that benefit your bone health. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your bones respond to appropriate exercise and nutrition at any age. I think about Martha, who at 68 was diagnosed with osteoporosis and told she was at high risk for fractures. Instead of giving up, she eliminated the harmful exercises we've discussed today and embraced the safer alternatives. 3 years later, her bone density skin showed significant improvement, something her doctor had thought impossible. I feel stronger now at 71 than I did at 65, Martha told me, and the confidence I've gained knowing I'm doing the right things for my bones is just as valuable as the physical changes. Now I have a challenge for you. Pick just one change to make this week. Maybe it's replacing sit-ups with planks, or adding a daily walk with light hand weights. Start small, be consistent, and build from there. And remember, the goal isn't just to avoid fractures, though that's certainly important. The real goal is to maintain your independence, your dignity, and your ability to live life fully on your own terms. Strong bones mean freedom, freedom to travel, play with grandchildren, garden, dance, and embrace all the activities that bring you joy. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tips, advice, and inspiration to help you live your best life at any age. Share this video with someone you care about, a friend, a spouse, a parent, anyone who could benefit from this knowledge about safer exercise after 60. And before you go, drop a comment below and tell me which of these exercise swaps you're planning to try first. Your experiences might just inspire someone else to make positive changes too. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, your bones are living tissue, constantly renewing themselves. Give them the right kind of care, and they'll keep you strong, stable, and independent for years to come. Until next time, my friend, here's to your health, your strength, and your vibrant future. You've got this, and I'm here cheering you on every step of the way.